welcome back to another week of Techy Tuesday. Today we're going to continue our series on showing you overviews of large language models by talking about Gemini. Now I love to discuss Gemini because you actually get Gemini Pro completely for free if you are a Keller Williams agent. When you go to log in, you are going to sign in using your @kw.com email address, and that will get you into a Pro account. You know you signed in correctly because you'll see Pro right there. Now that means there are several features you're allowed to access that normally you wouldn't, and most of those you'll find out about just as you play around. But something also really cool about Gemini is you can build AI agents or AI workflows using Gemini. So that is something that gets a little more advanced, but is an example of a pro feature that is really cool that you can access completely for free. Now you're going to go to gemini.google.com. You can put in the /app if you want, but it's not entirely necessary. You can still get into the login page from there. Again, once you sign in with your @kw.com email address, you will be looking at a screen exactly like mine. So it's going to ask us to go ahead and start putting our prompts. So this is where we can start a new chat. You can also start a new chat over here in the left, and that will get you a blank chat ready to go. Couple things you can add into your chat. You can click on this plus right here to upload files, which you can do so directly from your computer, or you can do so through Google Drive. Now, another cool thing about Gemini is it is built by Google, so it connects really, really well to the Google Workspace. I know I typically live out of Google Workspace, so that's an added benefit for me. Something else that's cool is you can really mess with coding inside of Gemini, so you can have it code things for you. So you can actually take code from another thing that you're doing, put it in here and have it analyze it or fix it so that you can do coding without actually having to know how to do it. So that's what these three upload options are. You're then going to have these little tools, filters, which help us narrow it down so that Gemini has the exact idea of what we're trying to do, and this is going to give us the best results. So when we go to tools, depending on what you're trying to do, if I want to create a little promo video, then I would purposely switch to create video, and then I would put in my prompt. This dials Gemini in and will make it work a lot better for whatever it is you're trying to do. They also give you some prompts right here, so you can always click on those and start a new chat. In the corner of this box where it says fast, this is the types of Gemini or the Gemini models. So right now we are under Gemini 3. So we have a couple options. We can set it to fast, which means it's going to give me answers super quickly. However, if I am doing something more complex, then I probably want to dive into thinking mode, because thinking is going to give Gemini more time to process and scan the internet for whatever it is you're looking for, so that you actually get a more quality result. So keep that in mind when you switch between fast and thinking. And then Pro, that's going to be what you're going to want to use when you're getting into coding, or you need it to answer math problems, if you need it to analyze statistics for you. That's something Gemini can definitely do, but you're best off switching into that Pro mode. And then this little microphone icon here will let you talk to Gemini, so that instead of having to type everything in, I can talk back and forth. I actually know a couple of people who use this feature to teach themselves new languages. You can also utilize that potentially for doing some coaching in your business. So really a lot of opportunities live inside of these large language models. Now over here on the left, just to show you how to navigate the rest of this, this will open or close that side menu, these three lines right here. If you have a bunch of chats and a bunch of stuff saved, you can try to search through your chats if you are looking through something specifically. And then right here under my stuff, this is where I can find anything that I have created before. So you can see I have not created anything under this account. And over on the left, we also have gems. This is going to be versions of Gemini that are really specific for one type of use. So building gems is going to be a more advanced skill when we're talking about these large language models. Today's focus is just to get you comfortable with being in here and where everything lives. So don't worry about this too much, but you can definitely explore these gems to see if there's something specific. Like this one will help you plan and find your career goals. So there's lots of really cool gems in here. Take a look and explore around. So under activity, you can select if you want Gemini to store your chats, and it's going to talk a little bit about their data privacy information. So if you're interested in that, you can click on activity to learn more. Apps, this is how you are going to connect other applications to Gemini. For example, if I wanted to connect my Google Drive so I could immediately pull files in, I would go to apps, and this is how I would be able to get it connected. So right here, it's going to show me everything I have currently connected, and down here, I can start searching for other apps. So in order to connect something, I would turn it on. So scheduled actions are going to be automations that you can place within Gemini. For example, I could tell it that I want it to summarize all of my emails I've gotten in the last 24 hours every single morning at 8 a.m. and send me a report with that information. You could do that with the weather or so many different things. So that's the kind of stuff we can do under scheduled actions. For these scheduled actions, there is no button here to initiate. In order to set one of these up, you would start a chat and instruct Gemini to do whatever you would like it to do within the chat prompt, and that's going to initiate a scheduled action to appear. Going back in the left corner, theme is going to let you choose if you want light or dark mode. So the last thing that's going to be in here is Notebook LM, which is really cool. It is specifically for note-taking, organizing, analyzing notes. So when you're working on a big research project, these notebooks are really cool to dive into. Again, we're not going to talk about this today because it's not a part of the main overview, but I definitely suggest you explore around this Notebook LM. And the last thing I want to show you is that if you have any sort of tab open and you are utilizing Google Chrome as your web browser, you actually have immediate access to Gemini up here in the corner. So like here, I'm on the Chrome Web Store. I could come over to Gemini and ask it for something. So here it's already prompting me, help me decide on an extension to use or list everything that's available. So if I wanted an extension that would help me organize my emails, then I could search for that extension and Gemini's AI will help me rather than me having to do all of the deep diving myself. So play around with Gemini, reach out to us if you guys have any questions about how to utilize this large language model. But again, you get so much power through this since you are able to use Pro for free. Next week, we're going to continue looking at another large language model. But for now, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you then.